So before humans existed, the Igigi gods had to do all the labor down on Earth for their rulers, the Anunnaki. But after, somewhere between 40 and 3,600 years of digging rivers, they got fed up with the work. So they gathered outside the home of their boss, the god Enlil, to formally express their discontent. Enlil then called over An and Enki, and they came up with a plan to create some new workers to relieve the Igigi of their burdens. They sacrificed Awila, the leader of the rebellious Igigi. Way to take one for the team, Awila. Then the mother goddess, Mami, yeah, I know, right, came and mixed his blood with clay, while the other gods contributed their saliva. Next, she chanted magical incantations over the clay mixture, while Enki kneaded it with his feet. Then she pinched off 14 pieces, and after 10 months in the oven, out came the first humans. They went straight to work on creating civilization, and all seemed well for a while. But after about 1,200 years, the human population had risen so high that Enlil couldn't sleep over their collective noise. And he called up Namtar from the underworld, commanding him to thin out their numbers. And so a plague was released upon mankind, causing countless people to fall ill and die. But an extra wise man named Atrahasis prayed to his god Enki for salvation, and Enki told him how to end the plague. Under the god's instruction, Atrahasis told everyone to stop praying to the heavenly gods. Instead, they made a shrine for Namtar, which they lavished with offerings of bread. And Namtar was so ashamed by all this undeserved praise that he lifted his plague. After another 1,200 years, the population rebounded and once again became too noisy for Enlil's liking. So he told the storm god Adad to withhold his reign, and a severe drought came over the whole earth, bringing humanity to the brink of starvation. But Atrahasis, who was built different, I guess, once again prayed to Enki, and under his instruction, he had everyone bring offerings to Adad, shaming the god into releasing his reign again. Eventually, Enlil got fed up with Enki foiling all of his genocidal schemes. So he announced he'd bring another, even greater calamity upon mankind, and made Enki swear not to warn any humans. Sure thing, I will not tell any human about the apocalyptic event that's about to befall them, or instruct them on how to survive it. Okay, good. Yeah, anyway, I gotta go do a thing. I'll be right back. Heed my words, Wall. There's about to be a flood over the whole earth for 7 days, so if you want anything to survive, you're gonna need a really big boat with like a roof on it and bitumen to make it watertight. So yeah, just giving you a heads up about that, Wall. Okay, later. Oh my gosh, how's my wall supposed to build a boat? And so Atrahasis built a boat according to Enki's specifications and loaded it up with his friends and family and his workers and pairs of every wild and domestic animal, just in time for the flood to come and wipe out all other life on Earth. After 7 days, the waters receded and the gods looked in horror at the destruction Enlil had commanded, and they despaired at the loss of their servants who fed them and tended to their needs. But then they caught the fragrance of a burnt offering made by Atrahasis, who survived the ordeal thanks to Enki's advice. After feasting on the sacrifice, Mami admonished the gods who helped Enlil commit genocide, and she dedicated her jeweled fly necklace to the memory of the tragedy. Hey, what's he doing here? Enki, did you find a cunning loophole to the vow I made you swear? Yes, I did. You're welcome. Why, I oughta... Hey, do you have any leftovers? I'm actually starving. So Enlil decided to allow mankind to propagate once again. But to keep the population in check going forward, the gods decided to put a limit on people's natural lifespans. And they made a portion of all women barren and instituted a class of chaste priestesses. Oh, they also created the baby-killing demon Peshitu for good measure. And everyone was cool with this solution and things were great from then on.